I will first tell about myself. So this is Anthony Tilak. I have 18 years of experience in the various field. I initially started working as an developer, core developer, and then slowly move into the operations team. And there are multiple parts I have worked in my past experience. Okay. Recently, I have involved in generative AI related stuff along with AI, machine learning, deep learning, and NLP based projects, and also closely working with DevOps related stuff for any kind of project which I'm working on it. Okay, so with my experience, I have started, providing the information and the training to the corporate level people. So here I'm requested to give generative AI for DevOps related topics to you all. So today we are going to look at both DevOps related stuff and generative AI related stuff and how generative AI dealing with DevOps. So let me go deeply. So because DevOps is mainly for the collaboration. Okay, so let me start from the first slide. So everyone knows about somewhat what is about DevOps, right? So before we go into DevOps, I want to give you some introduction about how the software development lifecycle happened in the olden days before DevOps evolved. Okay. So when I joined in my industry in 2005 till 2010, there was no any control mechanism to deploy the code to the production. Okay, so usually the software development lifecycle start with the gathering the requirement and designing the software architecture from the requirement, and developers will do the development stuff, and the AM team, the maintenance and support team, will do the testing and make sure the application is working or not, something like that, and then they will move the code to the operations team. So usually the operations team will handle OS related stuff. So they will place the file into the respective the server or where the production environment is available. Okay, so there was no any mechanism happened in the earlier day. So for any deployment, for any new project delivery or any enhancement or any bug fixes, so they have to follow the full life cycle. Okay, so it will take more time. Even if they deliver any code changes, they have to wait for some more time. Okay, so until then they have to down the application so that you will find out the downtime of an application. So we cannot use the application such time. Okay, so to control this particular scenario, they have introduced a DevOps related stuff. Okay, so DevOps will automatically fine tune all the processes and will quickly do the development work and the delivery of the project. Okay, so without any downtime happened, and there are multiple tools have been involved, and they have introduced the latest, what I can say, the latest continuous integration and continuous delivery of any software development code. That's the reason. So from 2012 onwards, they have introduced DevOps, because the DevOps means just collaborating with the developers and the operations team. Okay, so they will what they can do, so they will simply develop the code or develop the application or project, and then move on to operations team, and then they will do some configuration, automatically do the something on their virtual machine or the cloud or whatever it is. Then it will continuously deploy the code to the cloud automatically by using many DevOps tools. So we will go into each and every tools one by one. So these are as you can see, DevOps is a software development practice that integrates development and operations teams, aiming to improve collaboration and productivity. Okay, so this presentation explores DevOps implementation benefits and real-world examples to demonstrate its effectiveness in modern software delivery. Let me come into this slide. So definition of DevOps. DevOps is a combination of cultural philosophies, practices, and tools that enhance an organization's ability to deliver application and services rapidly. Okay, so because as I said, the delivery of the project is very crucial for any application. So when they deliver any project, they cannot, their production application, the production live streaming application will not affect. It should not affect, right? So we need to find a way to deliver any project application or any enhancement or any bug fixes or any changes which is required to support the production application. They have to do that without disturbing the production application, okay, or else at least a minimal disturbance they expect, the business team will expect. So that's what we are giving more a promising way, stating that we will have an ability to deliver application and services rapidly without or with minimal changes. Okay. To make sure, we need to learn a DevOps operations and procedures and principles and tools which will be useful for you to starting from the development to until the deployment process. So the core principle is key include collaborations, as I said, and automation and continuous integration and continuous delivery and rapid feedback cycle. Okay, so it will not stop until the delivery. So once you deploy the code, you need to continuously monitor your application by viewing the logs and monitoring the memories and services. Okay, so this will useful for you to avoid the future problems or any downtime happen to your production application, something like that. A simple example is like if your application is working with 16 GB of memory, but sometimes it may cross 15.5 GB, then automatically your code, like, I mean, we have a DevOps tool to monitor your infrastructure, the cloud infrastructure. So that tool will automatically capture if the memory more than 90 percentage of utilization or 95 percentage of utilization, it will trigger to you stating that the application is crossing the set limit. So you will come back to the application. You may increase the memory, or you can do some the possible ways to fix those particular problem in order to avoid the service down or application down issue. Okay, and also nowadays, okay, these are the legacy DevOps. So nowadays, generative AI is coming into the picture. You know, the AI apps that we will look into it in the later slides. So the AI apps will automatically increase the memories and everything once you set the limit. Like if the limit is go beyond 95 percentage, just you increase it to increase the memory size to this much limit. So that will also be automatically done by the generative AI. So before I go into the each and every other slides, I want to give you some prerequisite to work on these DevOps and generative AI for DevOps. Okay, so earlier the DevOps handled only by the operations team, because they do usually they will not write any code, any development work. They will simply configure the infrastructure, the servers, and the tool. Okay, that will helpful for delivering the software application or the software code to the cloud. Okay, so nowadays generative AI is coming in, right? So you have to write a code. Okay, you have to write a code, maintain many things like controlling the memories, controlling the access level, controlling the network. Okay, so monitoring the stuff, that kind of thing. So that's where there is some prerequisite required to work on DevOps, generative AI for DevOps. Okay, so the prerequisites are the Python. Usually, everyone will do the code in Python or Java, whatever it is. Okay, but Python is the main thing everyone are using to create a code, a small code, and put it into the DevOps related tools. Okay, so Python is the one of the prerequisite, and the another one is Linux. Okay, because all the cloud have been built in Linux environment, so you need to know something about the Linux command, like how to create a file, open a file, move to the location, and access level kind of some stuff. So you need to learn about the Python code, and also you need to learn about something in the Linux environment. Okay, then as as you know, another prerequisite is you have to know, you have to find a way about how the software development life cycle in the recent modern way. So earlier, as I said, starting from the requirement gathering, and they will deploy the code into the production. So production may be wherever it is. Earlier it was on a virtual machine or the Linux server. So there is a rack you can find. Earlier there was a rack in their building. Okay, so the rack has a number of servers, the physical servers. What they will do is they will just simply put the code into the server. But nowadays they are not doing like that. We all have a cloud. Okay, so the AWS cloud is mostly used in the market. So you will procure a space from the AWS cloud and put your stuff into the cloud. Okay, so the cloud is a virtual environment. Everyone know about it, right? So we cannot put a physical code into the cloud. So we need to do some form of code into the cloud. That form is called as image. Okay, so we have to convert an image, your source code, into an image. To convert a image, we need a Docker. There is a new term called Dockerization. Okay, so the Dockerization, what it will do, it will just convert your source code into accepted image. If your source code is Python, then the Docker will create a Python based image. If your source code is Java, then Docker will create a Java based image. Once the image has been created, then you can put that image into the cloud. Okay, so this is what the recent life cycle. And why the collaboration is really required. That means earlier when you receive a requirement, then once you get the requirement, you will design, do the architecture level, and then go to the development. And then once development has been done, then testing part, maintenance and supporting part, then the deployment part. Okay, so if any changes in between, for example, the requirement is not full enough and the business wants to do some changes in between, then we cannot do any changes. Okay, we have to wait until the delivery. This is what the legacy system. But nowadays you everyone know about the agile methodology. Okay, so agile is something called, once you get the requirement, we will split the requirement into separate parts. Okay, you will for example, if the requirement will take 1 hour or 1 year of time to complete the project, they will just split 6 months, 6 months. That is called an epic. Okay, so are sub epic. Okay, and then again they will split as a user stories. Okay, and iteration wise they will split the requirement. And once you complete any task, okay, you just split everything into a small pieces of the task. Once you complete the task, you will immediately deliver the whatever you have done. Okay, so the delivery is oftenly happen nowadays, right? So that's the reason the delivery of any project is very crucial. So we need to learn about, because if you stick into the old legacy SDLC model, definitely it won't be, I mean, the business will not be accepted, because we will have a downtime and many people involved into it, along with the development team, operations team, servers team, and database team if required, whatever it is. Okay, fine. So that's the reason the DevOps has been involved, and seamlessly you can you can simply push the code into the JIT. So everything will be happened in the DevOps tools. Okay, so that's why DevOps is really required for all the organization, most of all the organization, and they will seek the good DevOps engineers to deploy their code on every iteration wise, every 2 weeks once or every 1 week once, kind of some stuff. And also, I want to say one more thing. So, what is really required? What are the, what are the needed or required concept to learn about DevOps? Okay, so probably the basic fundamental concepts are the JIT. Okay, I will tell you detailed in the next upcoming slides. So the JIT, and then any Jenkins tool and cloud. These three are mainly fundamentals you have to learn, and we will do it in a real-time environment. Okay, why it is JIT required? The repository is required. That means if you do any software development code, definitely you will do it in your local machine, right? So if you do it in your local machine, you definitely put your code into some repository. Okay, from repository you will move it into the cloud. This is what will happen. So usually everyone is using the Git as a repository. So you can use Git, GitLab, Git Action, GitHub. There are a lot of things are there that will learn it one by one. So Git is a good repository. AWS has their own Git and GCP has their own Git. We can make use of it. However, just think like, so Git is a repository. Once you develop your code in your local, you just push it into the repository called Git. Okay, so you will push the code into the Git. Then what will be the next? You need to place your code into the cloud. That is your production environment or development environment. It's a place where you need to put your code. Okay, as I said, cloud will not accept the real source code. So it will accept only the image. So we need a Dockerization. Okay, so we need some tool to convert your code into an image, and that tool will automatically push the code to cloud. Either you can do it manually, but that is a old version. But now you need to find a tool. That tool will automatically connect with the Git to take your code from the repository and then convert it in image. Dockerization, they will use the Dockerization and then convert it to an image, suitable image, and push these images into a cloud, the respective places on the cloud. Once it is moved into the cloud, then we will configure cloud to deploy it automatically. So that we will see it later. Okay, so that particular tool is called Jenkins. You start from Jenkins. Nowadays there are a lot of tools came in. So you need to understand what Jenkins will do. Then you will easily understand the latest technologies. Like after Jenkins, you can find the Tekton, and then nowadays infrastructure as a code called Terraform. And okay, so these all are the earlier DevOps, still 2024. Now 2025, Gen AI coming into the picture, so that AI will replace these things. Okay, so that's the reason. If you know about the concept or the progress or the flow of how the integration and the deployment happen, then you will easily adapt and to get a new tools invention. Okay, so that the AI apps is doing the same. Okay, so if you know about how we can deploy the code from the repository to the cloud, and the methodology and the operations and the procedures, then definitely you will adapt to into the AI apps tool. Okay, so that's the reason. So so with this mind, you just learn about the DevOps related stuff. Okay, so there are so many DevOps concepts are there, starting from the planning. So simply there, as I said, there are so many tools are available to get a specific or matching DevOps tool. You need to get a requirement first. Okay, so the project is a big project or a small project or a medium level project, or the service required. For example, this project has a number of the services, external spacing application or internal facing or whatever it is. So based on the requirement, you will choose the which tool is suitable, whether it is Jenkins or Tectons or Terraform. The project is very minimal and minimal services or minimal code, then you can simply go for Jenkins. It is somewhat very easy to use. Okay, if the application have a number of services and a number of the codes available, and it will utilize more memory management stuff or more networking management stuff, then you go for Terraform have a big concept. Okay, so there you will find lot of services configuration. You can write a code to do a number of the continuous delivery options. Okay, that we will do, see it later. Okay, so we have to plan for that and choose a right DevOps tools and infrastructure for the project we are working on it. And then we'll do the development work. And as I said, the continuous integration, that means you can write your code in your local and put it into the repository Git, and by using any Jenkins tool, you will convert it as an image. So until this one, you can see as an integration of your code. Okay, so once that is done, then we will deliver the image to the cloud. That is continuous delivery. Okay, that will automatically done. Okay, so no need to manually go and push every times. So if you configure the tools, Okay, whether it is Jenkins or JIT or cloud, whatever it is. So it's a one-time effort. So if you configure the each and every DevOps tools, then definitely everything will automatically do. Once you push the code, immediately it will automatically deploy it into the cloud. No need to do anything. So you have to monitor all the configuration stuff. You have to monitor the services and the pipelines, whatever you want. Okay, let us come to the tools available for DevOps. Version control system, yes, absolutely. Version control system is very much important because, as I said, the delivery is not. It will not stop one time. Okay, so if you create a new application and you will simply deliver it, then it won't stop, right? So definitely you will get a next enhancement or any bug fixes or any changes required received from your business or by your own. So you'll again do the delivery, right? Again you do the code changes and delivering it into the cloud. So for that, if you want to see the for example, you have two changes at the time. One changes is for one function and another one changes is for another function. So if you deliver if you fix one function and then delivering it into a cloud, then again if you want to, and then you fix the second function and want to check the first function, the previous functions changes, then you have to do some analysis on the previous changes, right? So for that, what we need to do is we need to, whenever you deliver, you just put a version on it. Okay, for example, today I'm going to deliver or deploy a code, so put it as a version v 0.1. Okay, and tomorrow for the next change, you just put it as version like version 0.2, something like that. Okay, and these tools, JIT and cloud, even Terraform, you can keep the images, the old images. You can keep the last 6 month images or last 3 months images. Similarly, JIT will have capable of holding your previous changes also, so you can easily review it and collaborate with your the old code and make the changes easily. So yeah, in the earlier days it was not like that. Once it is deployed, that's it. Okay, so until unless you take a manual backup, we cannot get what has been done earlier. But now we have to know about what has been past history of your all the changes. Okay, so that will helpful for the next fixes and next delivery. Okay, so that's the reason we need to keen on controlling the versions of each and every delivery of your project. And CI/CD tools, yes, as I said, it's a continuous integration and continuous delivery. As I said, automatically when you push the code from your local, it will automatically move it into the Git repository, and then the Jenkins tool or Tekton tool or whatever tool you are going to use will automatically fetch the code from the repository and converting it in respective images, and then images will move into cloud. Okay, so that we will see it while we go into an hands-on experience, because there are a lot of the tools available in the market, and I can simply guide you about how to do it. You can create your own project in your local, and you can create your own repository in Jet, and you can create your own Jenkins space and create a configuration and install it in your local system. And through Jenkins, even cloud also, it's free of cost for testing. Okay, so you can create any test environment for AWS, GCP, Azure, whatever it is. I will guide you on how to create a new space in the cloud and how to make a complete delivery of the code automatically. Okay, so that is a simple, this is a legacy system. Okay, so we are not going to mainly dealing with this thing, because this is mainly for the generative AI, so that will come up later. Okay, and as I said, monitoring and feedback. Yep, so monitoring and feedback, as I said, so even if you deploy the code into the production, you need to continuously monitor to avoid the future problems. As I said, in the memory management. Okay, so if the memory will increase or cross beyond 100%, definitely your application won't work. Okay, or else if any users are not accessing or they are having any problem, so no need to wait until the user report to us. So by reviewing the log, you will automatically analyze the issue and fix it immediately, what are the fixes available. Okay, so there are so many things are there, and also access level, and there are so many things are there that we will will deal it one by one in the next slides. Okay, and configuration management, as I said, okay, so everything is based on the configuration. Like, so Git we have a configuration, Jenkins we have a configuration, Tekton we have, Terraform we have a configuration, even cloud we have a configuration through YAML file. So through the configuration, we can do n number of stuffs. Okay, so we can introduce an infrastructure space, and we can create a services. We can place the location, and we can put n number of things we can do it. That when we come into that picture, we will go through every steps in the configuration. Each and every things have a separate configuration. Terraform has its own configuration YAML file, and cloud has an one configuration YAML file, and Jenkins similarly for Jenkins and Git. Okay, so that's if you learn about each and every configuration and the procedure and the methodology and mainly for what purpose, then that definitely it is somewhat very easy. So that we will do it one by one. Okay, so this slide, yeah, is an example how importance to give more, I mean, for the DevOps tool. So as you know, the Amazon, Netflix, and Google, they have only one application, even not 2 weeks once or 1 week once. For daily basis, they will, deploy the code. If they found any issue, then definitely they will deploy the code to the production, right? Without, down the application. Same thing like, the best example is Instagram. So, if you feel like Instagram is down for 1 minute, then definitely there are a lot of issues will come in the market, right? So that's the reason, because they are also, it's kind of a big application. You have only one application sitting in their cloud. Okay. So definitely they should have problem or enhancement on everyday basis. Okay. So they have to maintain the continuous integration and continuous deployment without down the application with very, very, very minimal effort on the outside web. That's the reason we need to more keen on the DevOps operations and tools and these configuration and other stuff. That's why many organizations are giving more importance to DevOps. Okay, so developer will do the development thing, but operations will do some operations thing. So operation team definitely will not know about what is the development and how to fix the problem. So they have to wait for the development team. So if DevOps comes into the picture, both the development team and operations team will combine work together to fix the issues immediately and deliver it into a cloud. So we don't require to do the development and operation team, but we have to give more importance on what are the tools and options are available in the market to delivery of the project. Okay, so this is what we are going to learn in this session. So these are all the benefits I have already shared with you. So increased deployment frequency, yeah, as I said. So we can put n number of deployment process on each and every day. So organizations that adopt DevOps can deploy software more frequently, leading to faster time to market and ability to respond promptly to customer needs. And improved collaboration, yes, as I said, so development team and operations team will collaborate lot, okay, for delivering these any kind of changes. So DevOps fosters collaborations between development and operations teams, breaking down silos and promoting a culture of shared responsibilities. Enhanced customer satisfaction, yes, absolutely, yes, right? So we are going to handle this delivery process without down the application. So customer will always happy on it. And if they want to do some fixes on the particular date, for example, they don't require to wait for 40 days or 45 days or 30 days. Okay, so because in earlier step we need to wait for the server team and the development team and the operations team to combinedly work to deliver a project. But nowadays with the DevOps, no need to wait for any other teams, right? If you know DevOps and if you know the development team and how to fix the changes and other stuff, you just collaborate it and simply do the deployment as soon as possible when our business required. And higher quality product, absolutely, is the higher quality product, right? Because everything is automatically done. Okay, so there was we earlier any the code changes to the production, maybe a chances of manual errors, like they may place the older code, or they may lose some of the files, and they may miss something while doing the deployment. But we are automating everything, right? So everything will go by its own. So there will be a very minimal chances of doing such manual, getting such manual errors when you go with the DevOps. That's why we are getting a higher quality products and all the times. Okay, so okay, so challenges implementing and DevOps. Yeah, as you said, so it is a combined of all these three, at least all these three, like JIT, Jenkins, and cloud. So if you don't know anything about the cloud, then it is somewhat very difficult, right? So you need to learn about the cloud architecture, Jenkins, and the continuous any pipeline. I'm just telling you from the Jenkins, because Jenkins is the basic of everything. That's the reason. So like a Jenkins tool for the continuous integration and development, and JIT for the repository handling and your local system. So you have to learn each and every, required stuff for DevOps. If you don't know cloud, then definitely it is a gap between you and the deployment process. So that is a skill gaps and cultural resistance. Yes, of course. Earlier we, earlier in the world SDLC process, we combined with the developers, testers, and server teams, and the database teams, and the operations teams. But nowadays we are not, right? So we are just simply do the DevOps, but it's okay. It's okay, fine to go with that. But still, it is a gap. And tool integration, yes, we need to do the tools, the required tools on the server. So if you don't have a tool, there are plenty of CI/CD pipeline tools, and the Terraform IAC infrastructure as a code tools, and all the DevOps related tools. There are, DevOps is evolving each and every year. Okay, until 2020, we could not see some tools, right? So every year they are producing a new tools. Okay, so as of now, AI apps is coming into a picture. During AI apps, it is simply replacing all the other stuff. So with AI apps, AI apps means it's the generative AI related stuff, related tools will do everything, and it is still replacing the legacy DevOps also. So the tool integration means you need to install the respective tool into the server or into your system or into the environment where your project is handling. Okay, so if lack of tool installation, then definitely it is a problem. And measurement metrics, yes, absolutely concentrate on each and every tool about what is specifically for which purpose it is for. And if you know about these things, then you can easily find out which tool can be integrated or installed for this particular project. And also using the monitoring tool, there are so many things we can measure the metrics about to install the tool, the DevOps tools. And also even if you install the tool, you have to make sure the tool is working fine or working properly, it is capturing all the matrices a lot, something like that. So these and all are gaps that you have to buy many hands-on experience. Okay, so future of DevOps, yes, as I have already told you, emerging technologies, as you said, and shift left testing, emphasis on early defect detection to ensure quality. Yeah, as you said, so we can for example, the memory example. So we can detect the issue earlier, and before the application down, we can fix it. Kind of some stuff. Increased focus on observability. Observability is a very big concept in DevOps that we will discuss during our live class. During observability of DevOps, investment in tools for insight into application performance and system health. Okay, so as you know, I will give you a small things in cloud for each and every hit. Okay, for example, you deployed the code into cloud. Okay, so your application is working fine in the cloud, but still your DevOps tool will monitor the application each and every second or each and every minute. It will monitoring your application by reviewing the logs, metrics, and other resources of your cloud. Okay, so by analyzing the log and matrices and resources, you can do n number of activities. You can improve your application. You can find out the defect earlier before we get the real problem in the picture, kind of some such thing. So these are all the things we can do it, that we will observability, that we will discuss a lot during our live session. And DevSecOps, so embedding security practices in the DevOps pipeline from the step. Okay, so security is the main concern that I missed it. So the networking concept and the security is more concern nowadays, right? So everyone, I mean, the code can easily hacked and easily crack in between while the application is running. So we need to make sure our code is running fine, or created, developed fine, without any vulnerabilities, without any hard-coded stuff, without any viruses attacks on the code or security or network on our organization. Okay, so that we will briefly discuss during our next live class. But nowadays, you just think like we need to more concentrate on security and the networking concept of the DevOps. Okay. Okay, so this LR I want to cover is already time. So okay, so let's come to the Gen A assisted DevOps. So where and all, because Gen A is a big concept. Okay, so generative AI is nothing but we have, what I said, we have to use AI LLMs. Okay, we have to use LLMs and AI to enhance our DevOps tools. Okay, as I said, there is a what I can say. Okay, I will tell you one small example which I have latest, I mean, did last week. I said like we have to create a image, right? So once you develop your code in your local, you will push the code into the Git repository. So once the repository has the final code, then the DevOps tool like Jenkins or Tekton or whatever it is, it will connect with the repository and fetch all the codes, and it will convert to the respective image. Okay, so you need to manually do. Okay, if it is a Python, you need to manually choose the Python related image from the Docker section. Okay, so instead of doing it manually, why can't you automatically do the stuff? Okay, so okay, you have to automate particular process. You need a AI assistant. Okay, so what you will do is you just I mean, I will give you a small example, then during a live session I will give you and experiment with live how to create a code to connect with the LLM API or LLM and to get assisted from AI to generate a image automatically, which type of image automatically. Okay, so you can simply write a code and connect with LLM. LLM means it's a large language model. Okay, so there you can ask any questions and it will respond to you with your respective answers. Okay, so I mean, connect with LLM. So I mean, before I go into that, I will give you two kind of LLMs. One is local LLM, another one is the online LLM. Local LLM means you can download. It's like a model. Okay, it's like a module. LLM is nothing but it's a module. That machine learning is a machine learning model. That model trained with a lot of data. Okay, so it's like a question and answering model. So if you ask any question, it will give some answers based on the trained models. Okay, so okay, here. So let me. Okay, so okay, so you just either use your local LLM or you can use the online LLM. Okay, I will give you more information about how to use a local LLM and how to use the online LLM. So you just connect with LLM and ask your question like, so this is what my code and I want to create a image for that. So can you assist me which image can be done for this particular code? So it will automatically, I mean, you just write a code with a prompt. Okay, so I will give you about how to write a prompt and other stuff. So by using a prompt, you will request LLM, that AI, to get a respective answer. Okay, so it will simply give us, go to this image and use this image. Okay, once you get the response, then you automatically go into the particular image in the Docker and create an image, and then by using the Jenkins configuration, do the delivery. Okay, so that manual effort has been reduced, right, if you use the AI concept. So I will give you more hands-on about how to connect with LLM and how to create a small code for this particular stuff. Okay, so introduction to AI for DevOps. This is what we use AI for DevOps applications. This is a small example I said. Okay, and then you can write your code on your local and push it into the Jenkins, or you can directly write your code into the Jenkins. Okay, so that you can use the LLMs by by connecting with LLM APIs, and by using a prompt you will get the response for your requirement, and from the response you will do the next step. Okay, so that everything will be in the code. So once you push the code, that code will do everything. So no need of even manual picking the images is required. So for that purpose, we need some prerequisite for using generative AI into DevOps, right? For generative AI, I will give you some information about the NLP, natural language programming concept. So how the APIs, the LLM APIs are working, and what is the importance of prompt. Prompt is nothing but we need to convey the message to the AI, right? The LLMs. So what are the ways you can convey? So that the ways, the message is called as prompt engineering. So how effectively you create a prompts, you will get a accurate result from the AI. Okay, so I will guide you more on prompt engineering, and there are many concepts are there, like zero shot prompt engineering, one shot prompt engineering, and FAT prompt engineering, and user message, system message. There are so many things that I will give it to you later. Running LLMs locally and making API calls is what we have explained. So LLMs are, some of the LLMs are free. That's what they are allowing you to download the LLM from there into your local, and you can make use of it. Like what is the Gemini and Llama. So they are providing some free LLMs, so you can make use of it. And OpenAI, ChatGPT, and other stuffs are, they are not providing access to download it, but we can use it from there, and that we can use it via the API calls. And AI for observability, yes, DevOps, I said, DevOps observability is a big concept to find the insight of the running application. So with that log files, by analyzing the log files and matrices. So because AI is mainly for working with the historical data. Okay, so the AI is simply, I can say, AI is a predictive analysis working on the historical data. Okay, so that's the reason it will work better in the DevOps observability. Okay, that means when you play with the log information and the metrics information, and the resources of the cloud, Jenkins, whatever it is, wherever the log presence, wherever the data presence, you can integrate your AI into that log, and do your stuff based on the requirement. Okay, and incident response, yes, absolutely. So you can make it another one more thing, that is, if any issue comes in the running application, so the AI will automatically create, identify there is some issue, and create an incident, and send the notification to all the team members. So no need, is a manual effort has been reduced, right? So no need to go into the application log and check whether it is a problem present or not, something like that, and manually create a request or incident into the particular tool wherever you have. So but we will write your code AI on any of the DevOps tools. That code will automatically get the problem or issues, whatever we know. Okay, whatever we know, that we will write it in the code, and we will get the AI assistance to capture the problem, and automatically we can make the system as send us an arise an incident. Okay, so once we get the incidents, and also it will automatically respond to the incident, we can play around whatever we need. That we will discuss later. We can even, I have done the code from a machine, so I will give you a more practical way about how to do kind of AI work on the DevOps tools. Okay, to monitor or to deal with any problems or issues on the delivery. Okay. And AI for CI/CD pipeline, yes, as I said, continuous integration and continuous delivery. So that will automatically, we can write our own code. If you use Terraform, you can write a generative AI code. There are multiple tools coming into the market, but however, we can write our own code to do any specific stuff. For example, you can write a code into the Terraform. So once the code has been pushed into the cloud, definitely yeah, the job running on the Terraform tool, I mean the DevOps tool, that will automatically fetch the code, and you write a one more AI code into the Terraform. That AI code will, what it will do is, it will automatically read each and every code so line by line, and find out any issues on the code. Like it may check like a syntax check, or it's like an automation testing tool. Okay, like any hard coded information, any vulnerabilities available, any issues, that there is a standard procedures are available to check the codes and other things. So you can make create a new the program code, so that I mean you cannot write 100 lines of code. Instead, you simply get the information, get the data, and ask AI to find out any issues or any improvements can be done for this particular code, or for this particular services, or for this particular continuous delivery or something, and make them to take a decision and give us a response to you. Okay, so that's where we can, I mean, for the continuous integration and continuous deployment pipeline, we can do kind of some AI integration into that, and we will again enhance, okay, again enhance the existing problem or existing slow process, kind of some stuff that I will give it to you later about how to create an AI script for Terraform and other stuff. Okay. Okay, so AI agent for DevOps hands-on, yes. So agents, so the agents is nothing but, so still now what we have learned, so we can directly go into the LLMs and ask your questions for any response. Okay, some case within a single response we cannot do anything, right? So I will ask AI, okay, about the first question. So they give some response, and from the response I need to do another action. Okay, I got one response from the AI. Okay, and in addition to that response, I need to add one user-defined data or user-defined control, and again I need one more help from the AI stating that this is your old response, but I have this kind of code and kind of control I need. So by togethering, I mean together with these two input, can you create one more response, something like that, right? So you need to connect AI for the second time. Okay, so in this case, if you write a agent, okay, that's called, without agent we cannot do it. Manually we can do it in your chat GPT and the browser, but in code, second time definitely that particular AI will forget what you have asked previously, right? So if you create an agent, okay, that agent will communicate with the AI for the first response and hold the I mean AI for the first response and hold the first response, and we can feed our own data into the agent, and with the first response and our own control or our own data, again it will connect with AI and get the final response. So for this we need to create an agent. I will give you more information about how to create an agent. Okay, and by using agent, how to communicate with AI to get our response, okay, accurate response. So we can easily create AI agent for DevOps. Okay, and capstone project for future of AI in DevOps. There are lots of projects are there. This is a simple project that we will look into it later. Okay. So these all are the things we can do it, and introduction to AI in DevOps, AI tools. There are, as I have already told you. So the AI, we have discussed about AI in DevOps and generative AI overview. Okay, so that's the generative. Generative AI is nothing but we are again, I mean, requesting AI to generate a new stuff. Okay, from a second example, so it is giving one response, it is generating one response. Again, I'm requesting the AI to generate more response, right? So that is the generative AI. So overview of generative AI and LLMs that we will briefly discuss during our upcoming sessions. Okay, so AI tools for engineers, popular AI tools for DevOps. There are a lot of AI tools are there. Even we have a set of AI apps. It's the name of the set of tools called AI operations. So AI operations have plenty of tools that we will review it one by one. Okay, using AI in DevOps. Okay, these are all the sections we have discussed. And prompt engineering, I have already told you what is the prompt engineering and how to convey or connect with LLMs and the AIs through our prompt engineering, and running LLMs locally and making API calls. This also we have discussed, and we can download our LLM models into our local and do the stuff, or else we can directly connect with the API models from OpenAI or other big stuffs. Okay. Then AI powered self scripting and CLA automation. Yes, as you know, and each and every cloud is running in the Linux machine. So Linux is having a capable of running a self scripting, right? Even Bash shell is the most commonly used and everywhere. And so we can directly write a bash scripting program into the cloud and put it into the cloud console. So I know about the bash scripting. There are so many scriptings available: bash scripting, K scripting, that is cone, C scripting, C shell, bash shell, K shell, but no need to learn about other scripting languages. Just bash scripting is more enough. I will give you a small hands-on about the variable declaration functionings and stuff about how to write a script in Bash. Okay, this is an Linux based. So AI powered self scripting and CLA automation. Yes, we can create, as I said, as like a Python script. We can write a self script also to directly run it into our cloud and other stuff wherever it is really required, and how we can integrate AI into it, and how to make a real application. And the CLI command line integration is so no need to go into each and every environment for every case. No need to go the cloud every time. So if you make it as an CLI command line integration, then simply you can open your local, and from your command prompt you can make any changes. It will automatically do every changes in the cloud or in the DevOps tools like Terraform, Tectons, Jenkins, or Maven, or whatever it is. There are so many things are there. Those tools we will capture it one by one. Okay. So yes, so these are AI for observability that we have already seen, and incident response that also we have already seen, and AI ops and AI for IT operations. These all are the things for the IT operations, right? Because moving the code from repository to the server is not our stuff. It's an IT operation stuff, but DevOps is now handling each and everything. Okay, so that's the reason. So nowadays the DevOps is booming a lot, and every organization is looking for a good DevOps engineering, those who have a good knowledge about the basic concept and fundamental concept of DevOps, how to continuously integrate the code and continuously deploy the code from the various tools by using the various tools, and how you are automating many stuffs with using AI to reduce the manual effort and reduce the problems happen during the live application. Okay. And okay, so we are coming into the end. So far you need to concentrate on about the real usage of DevOps, and the fundamentals of DevOps and the prerequisites of DevOps, like Python, shell scripting, Linux stuff, and the networking, little bit of networking stuff, and a little bit of the old SDLC project, okay, process. So if you know about these things, you can easily go and start learn about the DevOps, how to starting from creating a code from your local, how you are going to promote your code into the repository, any kind of repository like Git. You can use many kind of things like Git, GitHub, GitLab, Git Action, and there are so many things are there for the repository purpose. And if you are going to work with the AWS has its own Git repository, GCP has its own Git repository. Well, somewhat very similar. If you know about how to handle or how to store, we can easily store the stuff. Okay. And once you learn that thing, then you need to find out any CI/CD pipeline. So there are so many tools. If you learn about Jenkins as an initial step, then it will be well and good, because that is the basics of all the further and future and latest tools. Okay. So if you learn, I request you to first learn Jenkins, because I learned Jenkins few years before, 6 years before, 7 years before. Yes. So from Jenkins, I just started learning the Tecton and Terraform. Now I'm into dealing with the AI apps. Okay. So to continuous delivery and integration in my organization. Okay, and also I'm giving some instruction to the my subordinates. Okay, so because if you know very well about the Jenkins concept or Tekton concept, then definitely you will be able to learn about any new tools coming in into the market. Okay, and AI, I will give you more important about AI, because in the future everything will be replaced by AI. That everyone is know about it, and the market is I mean telling the same. Okay, so for AI, there are a lot of stuffs are there. Okay, so but for DevOps, you just understand about how AI is working on it. I will give you more important information during the next classes. So what is the natural language processing, and from natural language processing, how language model has been created, from language model LM, how LLM, large language model has been created, and how large language model is working. And if you know about it, then you can easily integrate with LLM and to communicate with LLM to get a record response for your requirement. Okay, and how to communicate with LLM, how to connect with LLM, and how to communicate with LLM, and how to get a response, and how to deal with the response. Okay, for your response. So all these things we can look into it. And if you know about these fundamentals, then definitely there are a lot of, because I'm not telling much about the tools, because there are a lot of tools are there. Over the period of years, the tools are going. Jenkins was a big things 5-6 years before. Then Tekton overcome Jenkins, and then now Terraform overcoming Tekton. So if you learn Jenkins, definitely it will go away. But next year or in the near future, a new tool will come. But however, you need a basic fundamental concept of continuous delivery and continuous deployment. Okay. So on top of that, you need to find out all the tools of DevOps and how generative AI can be work into DevOps. Okay. Also, I will cover more about the machine learning concept and the deep learning concept. I can see there are so many places they are creating a new machine learning model into DevOps tools like Terraform and any kind of IAC, infrastructure as code platform, and for their requirement. And that ML machine learning model will do some purposes. Instead of connecting with LLM, you create your own model, or use any pre-trained model into the DevOps tool for the particular use cases. Okay, so not only in DevOps tools, in cloud also. In cloud also, you can build, you can create, or you can use any ML models or AI models, or any new kind of things. Okay, already we have AI apps tools that we will go into the rest of the class one by one. We will definitely will cover each and every AI apps models available in the market. I'm giving more importance to AI apps, because AI apps is definitely going to replace DevOps. That I'm very sure about it. So we'll give more concentration on AI apps in the end of this session, and during very starting, we'll gather more fundamental and basic knowledge about and real requirement of this ACD pipeline concept, and their respective tools, and how to work with the tools, and how to capture the tools. For every tool, we will have a hands-on section, and finally, we will give more importance to AI apps. Okay, and how to integrate AI, and what is AI, and ML models, and other stuff. Okay, so with this, I'm done. So team.